our law enforcers. So I plead with everyone to just simply give your cooperation. And this is something that is temporary. This is for the good of all of us. The police officers and supported by the armed forces are not the enemy. They are not there to harass us, but to protect us.
Okay. Thank you. Joyce and then Pia.
Secretary Nograles, you've mentioned that every day naman may meeting yung interagency task force, and this is in effect yung nabanggit po natin na enhanced community quarantine until April 13. Does that mean po pwedeng hindi umabot hanggang April 13 yung implementation ng enhanced community quarantine?
Yes.
Pwede siya mapaikli?
Pwede siyang mapaikli if the circumstances warrant. No? At ayoko rin sabihin, pero pwede rin humaba. Depending nga sa situation. That's why it's on a day-to-day basis assessment.
Okay. How will this coincide, yung strict home quarantine, with the curfew being implemented by or being enforced by LGUs? Ba't hindi na natin sinama yung...
Superseded na siya ng curfew because curfew is back to home ka pag sinabi mo curfew. But this time, it's strict home quarantine. So superseded na yung mga curfews that were being imposed by the LGUs. So this is now strict home quarantine. Wala nang curfew na pinag-uusapan because kumbaga, sa words pa ni Secretary Anyo, 24 hours curfew na ito because ang general rule is stay at home. If you leave your home for these establishments to buy the necessities ng bahay ninyo, only one person ang pwedeng bumili.
And then,
Hindi pwede isama yung buong pamilya, hindi pwede dalawa yan, dapat isa lang ang bibili. Because again, ang general rule is that home quarantine muna tayo, wala munang galawan except for these necessary industries, no, and establishments, and of course yung vital government services. Gusto natin yung walang galawan kasi we want to stop the virus from spreading. So put it in your head that the general rule is stay at home.
pero sir, yung idea, for example, of a curfew kasi, di ba, may limited hours, meaning anyone from the family, sabi, kahit isang member of the family can buy necessities even beyond 8 p.m.
So, I know what you're saying, pero siguro we will ask the establishments also, perhaps in the next, maybe tomorrow, we will ask establishments to close at a certain time, perhaps. No, it's something that we'll take up para pag magsarado yan, then you have no business already being out of your home.
Sir, dun sa meeting ng Interagency Task Force, napag-usapan ba yung recommendation na magkaroon ng isang place lang for all COVID-19 positive cases para mas confined? Was it discussed or was it approved by the President?
It wasn't discussed, but may I ask Secretary Duque?
Hindi
State
po
something.
ito napag-usapan sa IATF, pero ganun pa man, ito po ay napag-usapan, in fact, nung nagkaroon ng hearing sa Kamara del Representante. This was, I think, last Wednesday, last week. So, tinitingnan po natin ang Lung Center kung pwede siyang maging COVID-19 hospital. But ang sabi sa akin ng Executive Director, si Mr. Vincent Balanag, medyo sa ngayon mahihirapan dahil meron na rin silang mga pasyente na kahit na hindi siya, meron siya mga COVID-19 patients. In fact, sabi niya meron pa siyang 15 available isolation rooms. Ngunit yung iminungkahi ko nga sa kanya mula sa Congress na kung pwedeng gawin specialized COVID-19 hospital. Sabi niya mahirapan sa ngayon dahil marami pa rin sila mga non-COVID-19 patients. So kailangan talagang planuhin ito maigi saan ilalagay itong mga non-COVID-19 patients. Conceptually, okay naman to consider this. But the operationalization needs further study.
May gusto rin pong idagdag si Secretary Anyo.
On the part of the local government, kasama doon sa aming memo circular yung pag-identify ng isolation unit. This could be a private house, this could be building or this could be one condominium. Depende sa kakayahan ng local government unit. Sa mga COVID patients na positive na asymptomatic or with mild symptoms, kaya siyang i-accommodate ng local government unit at sa designated isolation unit ay doon lang ilagay yung mga pasyente kasi asymptomatic naman ito. Para ang ating hospital magko-concentrate na lang sa mga mayroong mga serious symptoms na kailangan talaga ng interventions.
Okay. Pia?
Okay, Secretary Nograles. Sir, you said that outbound passengers shall be allowed to travel within 72 hours from the effectivity of the quarantine. Ibig sabihin, sir, land, air, and sea travel po ito.
This says outbound passengers intending to depart from the Philippines from any of the international airports in Luzon
So,
shall be allowed
international.
to travel for a period of 72 hours.
Inter-
Napag-usapan kasi ito because ayaw natin, baka meron mga gustong pumunta ng abroad. No? Gustong iniiwasan po natin yung mga masa-stranded na mga pasahero. So ito yung mga napag-usapan namin sa Interagency Task Force kung paanong treatment natin na sa airports, mga tourists na gustong umalis ng bansa at bumalik sa kanilang mga bansa.
What about yung mga nasa Luzon, sir, na gustong umuwi sa kanilang mga residents sa Cebu, for example, or in Mindanao?
No more. No more. As we said, that falls under mass public transport facility shall be suspended. So number 6.
Sir, yung inbound passengers, they will be allowed to enter Luzon until when, sir?
Inbound international passengers in transit upon effectivity of the enhanced community quarantine shall be allowed entry subject to applicable quarantine procedures.
So until when, sir? Wala naman time.
Secretary Anyo.
Yeah, this provision is applicable to Filipinos and holders of permanent resident visa. Sila yung pwede nating tanggapin, but they'll be subjected to a mandatory 14 days quarantine.
So, sir, to be clear, sir, after 72 hours, no one can go out of the country from Luzon, sir?
Yes. Go out of the country, international, yes.
Sir-
But again, the general rule is mass public transport facility shall be suspended. Yun po yung general rule. Exception to the rule na yung number 7.
Sir, will we be closing the borders of Luzon? Kailan po mag-i-start yan, sir?
Yes. Tonight, 12 midnight. 12 midnight.
So, sir, ano na po yung mga naging paghahanda po natin, sir?
While we're speaking, the entire Philippine National Police is already discussing their protocols and their procedures para dun sa implementation ng enhanced community quarantine of the entire Luzon.
Kay SILG, sir, up until kanina, nung nag-uuwian po yung mga tao, may mga checkpoints pa rin po kahit na-announce na yung enhanced community quarantine. What will happen to the checkpoints around Metro Manila, sir?
Well, ang mangyayari, iba na ngayon magiging configurations. Meron pa rin tayong uniform services sa mga key positions, key strategic areas. Meron tayong mga roving patrols. At kasama natin ang governors, mayors, barangay captains na mag-i-implement itong ating enhanced community quarantine. So nakatandem yan yung ating mayor, yung ating chief of police, at saka yung ating local military field commander. So sila yung magpapatupad nito in the entire island of Luzon.
Sir, I'm sorry, marami pong questions, sir. Kasi you said that yung mga health workers will still be able to go to work, yung mga BPOs. How will they get to work, sir, kapag suspended yung public transportation?
And then LGUs can provide transportation. We can also require some public utilities to operate certain numbers of vehicles that is commensurate to those who will use. We don't want to open all public transportation because that would actually encourage people to move. Our objective is to restrict movement of people to the maximum. So nag-a-adjust kami habang pinatutupad natin ito.
Siguro
LG.
to clarify everything, no? Ano na to parang ang ating ano natin dito, ang situation natin dito is it's as if calamity, 'di ba? So in a calamity, suspended, walang transportation because there's a calamity that happened in a certain zone. So that is how we operationalize now. That's why we're on a state of calamity.
Sir, marami nagtatanong. Sir, TNVS, sir, papayagan pa, Grab, Angkas, no?
Hindi, no.
No more.
Taxi.
No more. Public transportation suspended. Like I said, as if calamity, it's on a state of calamity, so public transportation in a state of calamity, suspended yan because of the calamity, correct? So this is where the LGUs come in. Dito yung papasok yung coordination natin with the LGUs to provide the means for transportation, especially dun sa mga exempted.
Sir, can you enumerate ano po yung mga establishments that will be allowed to open? So we have groceries, we have supermarkets. What about restaurants, fast
No,
foods?
restaurants, yung kolatilya lang natin sa restaurants is it's supposed to be food preparation and delivery services. So not restaurants sit down, but restaurants, not even restaurants, it's food preparation and delivery services. So magde-deliver, hindi ka pupunta dun sa establishment para kumain at magupo at kumain. It's for delivery. The mindset, the idea is that instead of the person going to the market, it's the delivery person delivering to the home. So mas less ang movement kung ganon.
Delivery services will be available, sir.
Yes,
Grab
food
ganyan.
preparation as limited only to the food delivery.
Ace?
Sir, may Grab food delivery, Food Panda. So open yun, sir.
Ang iniisip kasi namin, it's the establishment that is delivering. The establishment that's, again, like I said, in case of doubt, no. In case of doubt, no.
Ace?
Secretary Duque, ilan na ho ba yung na-test natin for COVID since we started yung testing?
Almost 1,000. Close
Almost
to
1,000.
1,000. Oh. I was trying to open my PUI summary pero hirap-hirap lang mag... Anyway, mga ganon, 1,000.
Okay.
Oh.
Kay Secretary Nograles, kasi may mga nabanggit na mga exemptions yung BPOs, export, and then we have health workers. But then we also suspended public transport. So how can they go to their workplaces? For example, they don't have their own car.
Kaya nga sa BPO, if you notice that the conditions for the BPO is that by March 18 of 2020, they must provide appropriate temporary accommodation arrangements. Otherwise, they will not be allowed to operate. Because again, we are trying to limit the movement. And so, Secretary of the DTI, Mon Lopez, has committed to the IATF that he will reach out and talk to the BPO establishments and the export-oriented industries to operationalize this directive.
How about yung health workers, yung media? Paano sila?
Like I said, we're trying to limit the movements here. So we cannot say open ang public transportation for certain people because that's very difficult to control anymore. So again, when in doubt, stay at home.
Okay, isa na lang po. Pinapaklarify lang. So yung foreign travelers leaving Manila will not be allowed after 72 hours from midnight to night?
Because yung based on the discussion sa IATF, those who really want to leave will really leave within 72 hours. Those who cannot, then they have to make up their minds. Do you leave or do not leave? So we have to put a time limit, and the 72 hours is a time limit.
So otherwise stuck sila dito.
Yes.
Stranded sila dito.
Not stranded, it's by their voluntary, that's their choice, voluntary choice
So may
nila yan.
leeway sila mag-rebook
Yes.
nung flight, yung 3 days na yun.
Basta ang iniwasan po
72
natin,
hours.
ang iniwasan po natin ay may mga involuntarily stranded here. So we're giving them 72 hours to fly. So that we assume that after 72 hours, it is your decision to stay here.
Salamat po.
Okay, Mela, and then Maricel.
For CABSEC Nograles, I know marami rin pong media na nagmo-monitor today. Sir, just to clear, paano po yung magiging sistema for media accreditation?
Yes, so sa media accreditation, kaya ng sinabi natin, again, within 72 hours, you are supposed to get an issuance of an identification card, no, to be issued by the PCOO. So ang PCOO naman, meron naman silang sistema for accrediting media, accredited media personnel, even for the entire Luzon. And the reason that we're doing this is in order for us to facilitate and help the implementation of the community quarantine, enhanced community quarantine, especially in the enforcement ng PNP. And I think we'll probably give Secretary Andanar a chance to explain.
Thank you, Sir Carlo. Again, we reiterate the media can avail PCOO/IPC media ID so they can continue with their day-to-day work informing the public. All media workers must obtain their identification cards from the News and Information Bureau. I will now give you the details of how to do this. Special media pass for journalists covering different beats in Metro Manila during the state of public health emergency will be issued by the PCOO through the International Press Center. For those interested, please send through these email addresses: intlpresscenter@gmail.com or ipc0182@gmail.com. And these are the following requirements. Number 1, letter of request from your respective media agencies. And number 2, a passport size photo. The contact person is Lorena de los Reyes, and you may contact her on 0918 979 2861 or 5336 6095. In the meantime, all bona fide media IDs will be honored by the Philippine National Police for the next 72 hours. So it is very important that all media workers in Metro Manila submit their credentials to the IPC. And also to add to that, we discussed at the IATF na merong gagawin na 4 na live points ang ating PTV, kung saan itong mga live points na ito, doon pupunta yung mga miyembro ng IATF kung meron sila mga public address. So ito yung mga live points. Number 1, here at the Palace, the press briefing room. Ang ikalawa, dito sa NDRRMC, sa Camp Aguinaldo, at pwede rin sa Camp Crame, Palitan. Pangatlo, sa tanggapan ng Department of Health. At yung pang-apat sa PTV. Now, we are doing this so that those media organizations that are very careful also na ayaw nilang mahawa ng COVID-19 ang kanilang mga media workers ay pwedeng mag-hook up lang sa PTV4, mag-hook up din sa Radyo Pilipinas at we also have arranged for a virtual presser. Pwede rin kayong magtanong through the internet using Skype or what have you. And you can also call our live points by phone patch. So yun lang po. Thank you.
Question? Maricel.
Secretary Andanar, clarification lang. So does it mean that once you're a bona fide media practitioner, automatic na na-approve yun? Hindi naman siya, like, we won't limit the representative per TV network or media organization?
Hindi po, kasi naintindihan po natin na halimbawa sa isang dyaryo, hindi lang naman yung reporter ang kailangan. Mahalaga din yung mga technical staff, yung nag-iimprenta, yung mga editors, yung mga photographers. The same way sa television, yung ating mga engineer na magpapatakbo ng ating mga transmitter. Lahat po na ito, this is a long value chain of important people na nagpapatakbo ng ating industriya. So that's why I said media workers. So as long as merong requirement na ibibigay yung sulat galing sa ating mga tanggapan at yung passport photo.
Okay, so PCOO will not deny any media practitioner for as long as they have complete requirements?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Secretary Anyo, clarification lang po. How are we going to address the issue on the slum area? Kasi di ba technically, we want to implement yung mga social distancing, pero paano yung mga ganong lugar?
Well, talagang yan ay malaking challenge, but they have to follow social distancing. Meron tayong magro-roaming doon, may mga iikot doon, barangay officials, LGUs. Kailangan talaga i-implement, pero nasa kanilang pagdidisiplina din kailangan talagang sumunod. So it's really a challenge, but kailangan din ang information dissemination para malaman nila kung ano mga dapat gawin on their own personal effort. So tuloy-tuloy yung ating pag-info campaign sa mga lugar na ito.
Kasi sir, for example, doon sa Payatas area, yung isang bahay nila, 11 agad yung tao. Sometimes they sleep nang nakaupo. So are we going to provide, let's say, areas for them to stay?
Well, kanya-kanyang initiative ng LGUs, no? Kaya nga ang dito, ang key talaga dito, ang mga local chief executives. The president is the chief executive. Sa mga bawat political subdivisions natin from the province, municipalities, barangays, they have to do their job. Now, stay at home. Kung halimbawa sa isang bahay ay naka-quarantine sila doon sa loob at wala namang infected doon, okay sila doon. Now, kung halimbawa may mag-manifest ng symptom doon, papasok na naman yung ating barangay, yung Barangay Health Emergency Response Teams, dodalhin yung person under monitoring or person under investigation doon sa isolation unit. So, doon sila papasok doon.
Secretary Duque, meron na po ba tayong concrete plan doon sa test kits? Because I understand medyo kulang po yung test kits natin ngayon. So meron na po ba tayong ginagawa for that?
May 3 pong panggagalingan ang karagdagan test kits natin. Kasi sa ngayon, puros galing sa WHO. Ngunit alam naman natin na may global supply chain limitations, no? So ang UP-NIH ay meron na pakikipag-ugnayan sa isang pribadong sektor na pinangungunahan ni Dr. Destura. I think you've heard about this person. At meron nga silang na-imbento na rapid diagnostic test, PCR based. PCR, ibig sabihin, polymerase chain reaction, ito po yung parang pinakamakina na nag-fingerprint ng COVID-19 virus para sigurado na katulad ito nung galing sa Wuhan. Ano? Yan, ang unang plano dyan ay patatakbuhin yan parallel with the RITM para masiguro ang accuracy and the measurement of accuracy is actually two. Number one is specificity of the test. Ibig sabihin talagang for COVID-19 siya, hindi kung ano-anong mga viruses na iba ang pwedeng ma-pick up, and sensitivity. Ibig sabihin nun, at a certain concentration ng virus, dapat ay napipick up na niya kahit na mababa pa. So once all of these are satisfied, and after say 200, 300 parallel runs are achieved with high level of confidence as to the results, pwede na natin i-roll out yan sa atin UPNIH lab or sa Lung Center of the Philippines lab or doon sa 5 natin sub-national laboratories. So, kanina may dumating, well actually Friday may dumating na 500 test kits from the South Korean government, at kanina may dumating na 500 yung last Friday, magdadagdag ng another 5 to 10,000 this week. Tapos yung sa China naman, dumating yung donation 2,000, and then by Wednesday, kung walang problema ngayon, by Wednesday, another 10,000. So, unti-unti, nagkakaroon na tayo ng maraming mga kakayahan o rapid diagnostic test. Pero syempre, ang kinakailangan po dito, masiguro natin ang kanyang quality, yung kanyang accuracy.
And once na ma-ensure na yung accuracy, do we also plan, sir, na magkaroon ng parang ginagawa sa Korea na drive-through test for all, kaya bumaba yung kanilang mga cases?
Yung sa South Korea kasi, dahil sila mismo ang nag-manufacture ng rapid diagnostic test, ang kanilang kakayahan ay hindi bumababa sa 15,000 tests a day. So kung ano man yung atin nakuha dito, talagang mga excess lang na nakiusap tayo para mabigyan. Ganun pa man, kung ang atin sariling test na ginawa ng UPNIH at saka yung Health Tech, isang pribadong kumpanya, ay mapalawig natin ito, ay hindi magtatagal, makakapag-test tayo ng mas marami.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, DCBB and then from? Okay.
Sir, good evening po, Secretary Nograles. Sir, Manny Farkas po, DCBB. Sir, magpapatanong lang po yung iba sa mga listeners namin ngayon. Nabanggit po yung banks. Kasama rin po ba yung bangko sa bukas at yung mga money remittance centers, yung mga pera padala?
Yes.
At paano daw po, siyempre hindi po kasama sa exempted, yung mga taong lalabas, were they be allowed para po pumunta sa bangko or dun po sa mga pera padala centers para kumuha ng kailangan nilang pera or magpadala ng pera?
Yes, banks money transfer services will continue. So these are part of those basic necessities.
Opo.
So patuloy pa rin po bangko and money transfer services.
Opo, sir, meron din po nagpadala rin po sir listener namin. Sabi naman niya, may payment daw po sa BIR, VAT. Hindi ako familiar. Paano raw po yun, sir, yung mga BIR payments?
We will make the pronouncement when the time comes. We have to discuss this with our economic team muna with regard dun sa BIR. So one step at a time muna tayo.
Apo. Sir, tapos kay Secretary Anyo po, sir, nabanggit po kasi kanina doon sa statement po ni President Duterte about yung karinderya. Saka po yung sari-sari store. Alam naman natin, sir, na pag iskinita, malilitang kalye, minsan mas mahirap pigilan yung paglabas po ng tao at any given time. Paano po natin magagawa yun na ma-ensure na malilimit din yung paglabas nila or mapapakisuyuan na magsasara sila pagdating po ng curfew hours?
Yes, so ililimit talaga natin dito sa delivery service. No? Kasi, halimbawa, sari-sari store, ini-encourage mo yung mga tao na pumunta dyan. So, dapat ang tao nag-stay at home. Kaya nga, delivery para nasa bahay lang talaga yung tao. Yung karinderya, kung meron siyang delivery service,
Okay, so if you're watching the news and all that, you have still no clue what actually happens when you get coronavirus because it's all interspersed with fear. Here's what